Welcome to Life in Phoenix with Kelly, where today we're going to be talking about how you can drive the highest price for your home. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks again for joining us. I am going to be talking about the 10 steps to driving the highest price for your home. Last week, I actually just put a house on the market. I had it on the market one day, but it was all the pre-planning and the work with my client that drove that highest list price. Let me tell you how. I had a conversation with my awesome seller who agreed to do paint in our living and exterior rooms. White walls in this living space were absolutely gorgeous with a darker granite. I talked about spending a little bit of money to update the hardware in the kitchen, and that was such a showpiece. She agreed. So we got to work. We started with the paint first, and I had all sorts of staging material that I had already picked out that were going to showcase that property beautifully. So I got to work. Before you list your property, here are the things that you are going to want to pay attention to. First, impressions matter. Don't forget that these buyers are driving up and they have more choices than they had a couple years back. So they're looking at everything. We've got a more savvy buyer population because the internet teaches us everything that we need to know about how to buy and sell properties. This is so beneficial. Address any landscaping issues that you might have in the front of the house. Make sure you sweep your walkways. Power wash if necessary if there are any marks on that driveway like oil or stains. Use a little bit of touch-up paint on that trim and add vibrant flowers if you don't have anything to showcase that front. Number 2, stage your property. If you depersonalize your space, taking down anything that might have a reflection of who you are as a person because the person can't visualize their own property in someone else's home with that, this will maximize and showcase that home's potential. Consider hiring a professional stager or have your licensed realtor, if they know how to stage, work with you on how to minimize clutter, box that up, and get it ready to move anyway because you're going to sell your home at top dollar. You might consider renting furniture if your furniture is a little bit dated, or they can use some custom showpieces to shine up that furniture. Be sure that you have a price in mind that is right for the market. While you might attract a cash buyer if your home is absolutely stunning and move-in ready, that property, if it's not exactly in ready to go shape, will need to finance, and that means that you will probably have to have an appraisal. So you don't want to be unrealistic and chase the market down. You want to price it right from the start. Again, comparable market analysis with a qualified real estate agent is going to work great to get that home priced absolutely correctly from the start. The best thing is when you price it right from the start and you actually drive traffic to your property, which can drive multiple offers. Just like my property that was absolutely move-in ready because my owner decided to put a little bit of money back into the property to make it such. Making a property a little bit closer to move-in ready is going to drive you the maximum for your home. Remember, the savvy buyer is going to come through that property with a calculator and they are going to be adding up the cost of purchasing that home. And that means that if the home is priced too high, they're probably going to come in quite a bit lower. If you need to have an appraisal on the property to verify whether or not you have the house priced correctly, that's also an option. You might also consider having a home inspection before you put your house on the market so that you know if anything's going to come back and need repair before you market that home. Partner with an expert in that area. Real estate agents that are from the west side, say, may not know about the east side, as well as partner with an experienced realtor, somebody who knows your area and is an expert in the inventory in that area. They should know the neighborhood and the surrounding areas fairly well. The agent that knows the local market can negotiate much better on your behalf. So here we go, and there might be some controversy over this. Do not put 78 photos on your multiple listing. The problem with doing that is that you are now going to show every single nook and cranny of that house, and that's probably not going to get the most people through the door. Avoid overwhelming things in your photograph. Granite or quartz countertops. Draw attention to the home's unique selling points like new appliances and wonderful flooring updates, smart home features, a well-maintained backyard, and of course, replastered or resurfaced pools. If there are things about the home that don't show nicely, allow the buyers to discover that on their own. You don't need to showcase every single thing about that property. Present a clean and welcoming space and a well-maintained backyard. Open up the windows the day of showing and try not to burn candles because a lot of people have some aversions to into certain scents and fragrances. Instead, go with a fresh smell. Air out the house if you've done any cooking in the last 24 hours. Allow some fresh air to flow through there before you do your showings if you can. Be accommodating and flexible with your showings, especially if your home is occupied. Flexibility will keep those buyers interested and cooperative. Consider setting aside a day for open house if your home is occupied. That way you can pack up and leave, allow your agent to do a showcase, and then you return and comfortably settle back into your property. It's also a nice touch to put in the MLS listing. Consider setting aside times for your agent to show so that the MLS can reflect those available time frames. Nights, evenings, and weekends, whatever fits your schedule the best. Review highlighting your home's unique features and description with your realtor. All the things that you love and enjoy about your home, all the things that you've updated and upgraded should be in that description, especially if your AC has a 15-year parts and labor warranty or something of that nature. That is very valuable to a buyer in this market. I know you've all seen it. You pull up these listings on homes.com, realtor.com, Zillow, and what are these pictures? Some of these amateur photography sessions that are done from the cell phone with a selfie in the mirror, you guys know what I'm talking about. The ones where you look at the mirror in the bathroom and you can see the agent, that's a no-go. You have got to invest in professional photography. One of the things that I do to set myself apart from the rest is I always invest in professional photography. It showcases the property in the most beautiful light. Pay for pro photos. Do not skimp on that. Absolutely make sure that your marketing is wonderful right out of the gate. Don't use the selfie in the mirror classic bathroom photo. Leverage online platforms and help your real estate agent out by reposting all the things they post on their social media platforms. Hit TikTok, hit Instagram, hit YouTube, and make sure that if you have a Facebook and you are in a population that is active and vibrant, you post on Facebook. I already knew what my sellers wanted to net, so I had to hyper focus on the things that were going to bring us the most value. And in that particular property, I knew that we were going to have to get it into nearly move-in ready condition. So I picked the updates and upgrades that were going to be the least costly with the highest return. And again, for the property that I'm talking about, that was fixtures and paint. The rest of the house was in pretty darn good condition. All flooring had been updated. The upstairs bedrooms had a few custom colors, very classy, very nice. We just put a little lipstick on. Sometimes tackling these small upgrades might feel like you are nitpicking or spending more money that you won't get back. I'm telling you, we'll get every dime back. Tackling these small updates might make you another $5, $10, or even $15,000 depending on what price range you're in and what your home currently looks like. And let's face it, every dollar matters. Be prepared for counter offers because they might come in. Expect negotiation and have a strategy with your realtor. You guys are a team. Back up your asking price with a comparable market analysis and have that ready in a PDF format along with all the updates that you did in your home. If you have receipts and a price list, that would also be great to attach in the PDF. Stay calm, be professional, don't be emotional, and remember that the calm and cohesive teamwork brings the dream to life. Negotiations can be stressful, but it's important to maintain composure and professionalism no matter what the situation brings. Be flexible and willing to compromise on certain things and maybe not as much on others. Reaching an agreement may require some give and take from both ends. If your home's in original condition, make sure that you have a professional cleaning done. You might think about offering some incentives to the buyer, a flooring credit, maybe a credit for new granite or some cabinets in the kitchen. You never want to put granite over old cabinets, you can tell. My next video is actually going to be on tacky tips for remodeling. I'll go over the 10 worst mistakes you can make, so definitely join me when I do that one next week. Putting granite over old cabinets is one of the things that I see people do that just doesn't make sense. You might even be in a situation where you just offer a credit for updates in the home. The buyer pool right now loves a move-in ready and beautiful home. And if you just don't have the money to put that into your home, you might allow them to have a little bit in contribution towards their closing costs and prepaid so that it frees up a little bit of cash for them to do some of these updates in the way that they want to do them. Sweetening the deal with a little buyer credit goes a long way. Remember, you have to detach yourself from your emotion. I know that this was your home, but this is a business trend. Try not to take lowball offers personally. Sometimes there will be 2 or 3 of those in the beginning or as you get going. And again, you just want to make sure that you have a strategy for countering. Also be prepared to walk away if you need. Marketing your home professionally and using a wonderful real estate agent that you trust and know that you can teamwork. By following these tips and hiring a realtor that knows what they're doing, you are going to put yourself way out in front of the competition. Marketing matters. This day and age, everything is done by video and photography on social media platforms, so you've got to be cutting edge. This will significantly increase the chances of getting the highest price for your home. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. All of my information is in the description below. I would love to help you sell your home in the Phoenix area, and I hope you'll join me back next week on Life in Phoenix with Kelly.